A lot of people these days ask themselves a question: am I good enough or not? And the thing is, this question makes me furious because fundamentally, how do you know? And also, who gave you the right to decide what is considered good and what is considered bad? You know, it is fundamentally impossible to decide purely by thinking and also by your emotions whether you are good enough or not. And so what's going to happen is that if you think about this question, your mind is going to go at war against itself. You'll have a voice within you that says, yes, I am good enough. You'll have another voice that says, no, you're the biggest piece of shit in the world. And you'll have yet another voice that says, well, actually, you're the greatest person in the world. So these voices will fight against each other and in the process produce absolutely nothing while making you miserable and wasting mental energy. And then when you do reach a conclusion, chances are that conclusion is going to sabotage you even further. Because if you conclude that, let's say, you are good enough, then there is a risk, a very high one actually, that you'll start to decrease the work, and so you'll slowly become complacent and then you'll fall off and suffer as a result. If you conclude that you are the best person in the world, then there is a very great chance that you'll grow arrogant, stop doing the things that have brought you the progress, and then you'll also fall off and suffer as a result. And if you conclude that you are the biggest piece of shit in the world, then there is a very great chance that you will not even try. And so you'll suffer as a result. And so both the process to getting to the conclusion and the conclusions themselves are pointless and full of unnecessary suffering. And so what should you do instead? Well, instead of trying to come up with answers yourself and trying to think about it and decide whether you are good enough or not, you ask reality and you let reality decide. And you know, this goes completely against this narrative of, I don't need other people to be happy. I can be secure by myself. I don't need to compare myself to others. I can be the scale for everything. I can decide what is good or not. I can have my own morals. Well, guess what? How does that work out? Well, it works out that your mind is full of insecurities and conflicts. And so it does not really work out. And so I'm telling you, the way to overcome this is to let reality decide, to outsource your happiness. And so what does that mean in specific? Well, when you look yourself in the mirror and you feel skinny or you feel strong and you ask yourself, am I muscular enough? Am I fit enough? You let the weights in the gym decide. If the weights tell you, hey, you're weak, then you're weak. If the weights tell you you're strong, then you're strong. Instead of wondering whether your fitness is good enough, you let the mountains decide. Instead of asking yourself whether you are attractive enough, you let the hot blondes decide. If the hot blondes like you, guess what? You're attractive. If the hot blondes do not like you, well, guess what? You're not attractive. Instead of asking yourself whether you've studied enough and whether you're smart enough, you let the exam decide. If the exam tells you you've studied shit, you've studied shit. If the exam tells you you've studied well, you've studied well. Instead of asking yourself anything, basically, you let reality decide for you. Because what's the alternative? The alternative is getting insecure about it. And you might think, well, if I'm insecure about it, then I will do more. But the thing is, that's like not true, because not being insecure brings you the progress, but the actions. So if you do the actions, it is irrelevant whether you are insecure or not. So why should you make yourself insecure? It doesn't make sense. If you are insecure, well, then use the motivation. But why make yourself extra insecure on purpose? Why? When you can instead just do the actions. And so you can, of course, still ask yourself, am I good enough or not? and be insecure, or you can just focus on the outcome. You can just let everyone else decide. You can let the weights decide, the mountains decide, the hot blunts decide, the exam decide. All of those things can decide things for you. And because you let those things decide, you actually have more mental energy free, available for you to use to get those goals. Because you can fight in your mind all the time, or you can move towards the goal and then get feedback from the real world. Because yes, what does it matter what you think? When it comes to goals and results, it matters what the world thinks and not you. So get over this whole idea of, I need to feel happy. I need to be insecure by myself. I don't need other people to be happy. No, outsource your happiness and you'll live better. And so, my goal is to inspire 10,000 good decisions, and we'll see you in the next one.